Well, it's December 24th. We might not get a white Christmas, but we'll be done with this box. Let's see what we get. All right, friends, we are here. The last day, December 24th. This is the Costco Brewers Advent Calendar from the original Kalea. If you're unfamiliar, hopefully you are familiar with what this is. It's a beer Advent Calendar. It's a beer every day from the 1st of December through the 24th. We're on the last day. Strap in. It's going to be a little bit of a longer one. I'm going to talk about my thoughts after we open this one. But if you're looking, and I'm hoping you're following along, because I don't know why you would watch this just to see the 24th. Maybe you're like a person that likes to read the last page of a book. But it is the third row from the top, or the fourth row from the bottom, and the second from the right, number 24. Let's see what we get here. This box is super light. And pulling it out here. Okay, this is, wow. I think this is going to be the strongest one that we've had. And let me just show you what it is there so you can see it at home. This is Karthauser. It's a Doppelbock Dunkel. It is a Bavarian beer. If you see on here, we got the crest. We got a crest here, a little crown on the top. We got some, looks like some steeples, like some church steeples, and some colors, mostly yellow and red. And if we look on the back here, this is 7.5% alcohol by volume. I'll have to look at the side of the box. I think we had one that may have been 7.6. I think that was the Weizenbach. This is brewed by Private Brewery Eggerer in Großnollenbach, Germany. Again, 7.5% alcohol by volume. This one expires on January 2023. So we got a glass here. Go ahead and crack it. We're going to put a nose on it, pour it, talk about it, drink it, and talk about it maybe a little bit more. And let's see what we got here. I'm putting a nose on the can here. Not a whole lot of aroma. It actually smells pretty crisp. Not getting much on the way of the aroma out of the can. If we pour it, it is a darker beer. It comes out a little bit on shading towards brown. It is somewhat transparent on the pour, as you can see from the actual pour itself. It's pretty dark. It's not super unfiltered by any means. Getting about a finger worth of head. That's pretty generous. There's not a whole lot of head. It's a little bit off-white, shading a little bit towards that brown/tan kind of side. If you see there, you can see my fingers through it. You can see me through the, you can vaguely see me through the glass. Let's put a nose on the glass. Not really getting much aroma from this one either. Actually, yeah, not really much at all. So let's try it out. Cheers. Mouthfeel, a little bit on the crispy side. Not super, not super thick. It kind of actually has a little bit more of a lagery kind of mouthfeel to it. It has a nice kind of smooth finish. It's not bitter by any means. It's 7.5%. So let's talk about the flavor here. So what I'm getting out of this is some kind of sweet caramel flavors. It starts at the beginning, has a little bit of a sweetness. It actually kind of finishes sweet. Has a little bit of a roasty, malty kind of characteristic. It almost feels like at the tail end on the finish, there's a bit of a smokiness to it. That's pretty good. I don't know if I would say it's better than the Bock that we had, earlier in the month. But it's pretty good. I don't know if it's in my top 3, but it's definitely probably top 6. Splitting hairs on this one. But 7.5%. Doesn't taste like 7.5%. Has a nice kind of smooth flavor, smooth finish. Everything's really smooth about this. So yeah, I'm a bit of a data guy. So I made a list here of all the different beers and how many of each one that we had. So this was compiled on the 23rd. I looked at the side of the box to kind of see what maybe we would have next. So what the consensus is. All right, so looking at the paper here, what it tells me is we had 19 lagers, we had 5 ales. We had 7 Helles lagers, a Vienna, 4 Pilsners, 2 Marzens, 2 Keller beers, 1 Rausch beer, 2 Bocks. Okay, we had 1 IPA, we had 4 Weiss beers. That would make our 5 ales. There were a couple beers. Actually, there's 1 beer on the box, on my box. So if I look online, the box says it's something totally different. I mean, it says most of these are the same, so I kind of went off online what it said. But at first, it looks like we have Actually, we have one on the that we got out of this box that isn't on here, and that means that there was one that was on the box that wasn't in here. So the one that we got that isn't on the box or that I got at least, was the Lancium, which was like in the middle of the month, and the one that I didn't get is the Wiener Lager, which was a Vienna style lager. We got the Lancium instead, which was a Vienna style lager, and we didn't get another Vienna style, so they kind of traded them back and forth. So looking at the numbers again, 19 lagers, 5 ales, that's 24 beers. I have a couple thoughts on that. So I think that it would have been nice to get more than just all these Helles style lagers. Maybe, I mean, there's like a bunch of German style beer. Why not get more of different styles, make a little bit more variety? Even more so, even just staying in the lager kind of thing, right? Staying in the lager kind of group. Why not do it where we get, you know, maybe a Helles one day, Weiss the next day, Bach, you know, Vienna, you know, kind of switch it up. Make it, you know, every 4 days, it kind of maybe follows a cycle or not. But it didn't really seem to go that way. What we got was like a bunch of Helles all grouped together, a bunch of lagers, a bunch of Pilsners or whatever, all just kind of in a row, and then sprinkled throughout. We got even like the Rausch beer, which is a lager, was just so like different from everything else, right? It's a smoked lager. We only got one of those, and it just would have been nice to see more. Now, I've done this box 2 years in a row. This is my second year doing this. I think on the end of the last one, I said I wasn't going to do this again. I don't think that I'm going to do this again. Talking strictly YouTube speak, these videos do great compared to my other videos because I mostly focus on Michigan beer, right? But with this Costco box, it's available nationwide. So it's cool that more people get to see the videos and we can talk to more people about this beer. But with everything being said, the beers have been a lot better this year. They were a lot less oxidized. I think near the end and in the beginning, we may have had a couple that were oxidized, but overall, it's been pretty clean. There were so many last year that were oxidized. I feel like probably the beers were, you know, maybe sitting around for a little bit longer. This box came out in October. I know some people opened them all in October and went through them. I didn't do that. I went through just about every day and did this, but you know, I think that next year I'll look for another advent calendar. In the comments, if you are somebody that doesn't traditionally watch my videos, maybe comment and tell me, you know, maybe what kind of advent calendar I should pick up. Should I do this again next year? Are there beers that you want to see that I haven't talked about, or that, you know, maybe you've looked through my older videos and you said, this guy doesn't talk about anything I like. So, you know, give me some ideas on what you like and maybe we'll try to expand it a little bit. But yeah, that's my thoughts. We're finally done. It's a bit of a weight off my shoulders. It's a little bit more, you know, this is a little bit more than I'm used to doing. One video every day. I don't do that. It's usually longer form, 10-minute videos. This one's going to be a little longer, of course. 10-minute videos talking about the different beer, you know, different beers, showing the labels, all that stuff. Obviously didn't do that because didn't really want to make these 10-minute videos. It's a lot of work to put that together. But yeah, so it's been a lot of fun. It's been nice to try all these different beers. It's good to step outside your comfort zone, or maybe even expose yourself to stuff that beers or styles that you aren't very familiar with. I mean, you can tell watching these things, I'm not like super well versed in lagers. I don't know what the difference necessarily between a Helles and a Vienna style lager is, or you know, a Pilsner and I mean, I do know what the difference is between a Pilsner and a Rausch beer, but I didn't think I'd ever had a Rausch beer before having it, you know, just like a week ago. So it's been good to kind of step outside my comfort zone. This box is super light now. Not going to be doing any curls with it again. It's going to be like 1,000 reps to get any kind of workout. But at the beginning, I'm a pretty weak guy, so maybe 24 reps, 12, a set of 3, I don't know, whatever. Wait. I forgot to mention this. I wanted to give you my top 3, or my 3 favorite. In no particular order, because it's hard at this point at 24 beers to kind of rate and tell you in order, but I can definitely tell you I had some favorites. So one of my favorites was the Turboprop, the Imperial Pilsner, the one with the can with the guy. He looked like he was he was a pilot or something. The next one was the Dark Bock, the Der Schwarzenbach. And the other one was the Landenberger Weizenbach. That was just a good one. I really enjoyed that one. That was 7.4% alcohol by volume. So it seems like of them, I liked the ones that were a little bit higher ABV. The Weizenbach, the Landenberger was 7.4%. The Turboprop, the Imperial Pils, was 6.5%. And the Dark Bock was 6.2%. Looking at the side of the box, the highest ABV beer we did have was this Kartauser Next would have been the Weizenbach, again, the Landenberger, that was 7.4% alcohol by volume. And then they were pretty much all right around 5 or 4%, you know, upper fours at that point. I think the next highest one was the De Schwarzenbach, which was 6.2%. And yeah, the rest were pretty much all in the fives. I don't see a single one on here that was above 5.5%. Yeah, so I've been Sean from Draft Therapy. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully you've enjoyed the series. If you started on the 24th, go back, start on the 1st. And yeah, again, drink craft beer. That's what I'm all about. Drinking craft beer, supporting local breweries. I know this is stepping out a little bit outside of that with all these German-style breweries, but as I've been saying, I'm sure there's breweries near you doing great styles, doing great beers. You know, maybe they're close, or maybe there's a store near you that sells local beer. Go and check those guys out. Until next time, don't forget to treat yourself to a little draft therapy. Don't take yourself too seriously. I try not to. And I'll see you next time, whenever that is. Cheers.